How you doing, guys? I'm going to talk about a problem I've been having. Now, this has to do with the graphic card in my Mac Pro. Actually, I have two Mac Pros using. They're not really Apple certified graphic cards made by Apple, but rather third-party ones. In many cases, they already have the drivers incorporated into Mac OS 10. Or you can download the Nvidia web graphic drivers for Mac and install it that way and run perfectly fine. There are a few cleavets. You don't get a boot screen. You won't get full bandwidth. Speeds probably half, about 2,500 gigabits per second, I believe. Or they call it Link 1.0. Among other things, but on the most part, it was still much more powerful card versus what's currently offered by Apple and their certified graphic cards. Unfortunately, the way Apple does its updates, it changes the build number even for very minor changes. In fact, the latest one was just barely 2 to 4 megabytes in length, but it changed the build number and it broke the graphic drivers, so I boot up into a blank screen. Which both problems happen to both Mac Pros. So on my production machine, which I'm using right now for video editing and broadcasting the show, I'm going to be using a AMD graphic card, and which is right here. So we're going to make a separate video. And I'm trying to get it in here so you guys can see that. And as you notice, it is fully compatible. This is a Sapphire HD 7950. Works with Mac Pro. This is the Mac edition. So it uses a UEFI type BIOS instead of a PC BIOS. You can actually use that card in both PC and Mac. It has a selector switch, and I was perfectly fine with my GTX 570, and I would continue to use it if I didn't, have continued problems. Even if I fixed the problem, which I did, next time Apple does an update, and then I got to worry about once I boot up again, blank screen. So obviously, big problem. So check out my next video, which is going to be on the graphic card, the Mac Pro.